Welcome back, guys. So it turns out I lost the introduction video to Piper. Just going through the videos, and I figured out that the video that I lost, which you wouldn't know that I lost it because that video comes out after, but I lost the introduction video to Piper, my ball python. As if you watched, the point of this channel was for me to get a ball python and go through the experience of owning a ball python and getting used to snakes in general. So I was just setting up the DIY lid for the 10-gallon tank that I bought, and after I got the 10-gallon lid created, I kind of had a little video of showing you what I created with the lid, setting up the enclosure, and then introducing you to the ball python that we named Piper. So I'm going to try and recreate as much of that as I can. I'll show you the lid, I'll walk through the enclosure real quick, and I'll show you Piper. So here it goes. Here is the lid that I created. And I just have some things on top. And so the lid is just a piece of wood with a frame around it, and it has some handles. Not as fancy as the other lid I created for the 7-gallon tank, which actually has kind of like a bookshelf built into it, so that I could weigh it down and kind of clear up the desk space that I have. But it'll do. It's sturdy, it's safe, it doesn't go anywhere, it's tight. And I can control how much air I want to go in there very easily. I can cover the holes if I need to. Increase the humidity. I can actually... Okay. Thank you, I guess. iPad just started talking and gave out my address. Anyways, so I can drill more holes in there if I wanted to, if I ever need more airflow in there. But right now it seems to be doing pretty good. So that's the lid. The other stuff I have in the tank is I have this little kind of bushy stuff, tree stuff. Kind of gives him a little bit of hiding space. He can crawl under there and do what he needs to do. I got him a pretty big water dish, and I got him this half arc tree bark. The other thing I got in there is that you saw in the other video is the toy as a hide, which is kind of a road with some rock designs on the side there, and I just covered it up with some moss and made him a little entryway. So, and I got Eco Earth for the bottom. Now this Eco Earth is extremely dry. It's been sitting out for a few months, so it has zero moisture in there. There's no concern of it getting any type of, whatever that's called, mold. Yeah, so I'm not concerned with it getting mold or anything like that on there because it's super dry and pretty coarse. So let me debut Piper here. And you can see he's already kind of peeking his head out. Now, unfortunately, I did lose the video, so you won't be able to see the very first time that I picked him up or introduced him to his cage, and I apologize for that. But I will show some pictures, some still pictures of the very first time he came home, so that you can kind of see him. So yeah. And he kind of had a bit of a flinch there when I picked him up. He hadn't done that before. So, this isn't the first time I'm picking him up. But it's the first time you'll be seeing him. He is a normal ball python. And he's about, I want to say, somewhere in the 6-month-old range. He's weighing about 167 grams. This was, I want to say, after his first feeding, 167 grams. As you know, I'm inexperienced with the ball pythons, so the very first time I took him out of the cage was, I think, the very next day I put him in there, and he kind of hissed at me. You can see he's very curious. He kind of hissed at me the very first time I tried to pick him up, which was pretty scary. But I just kind of went in there and grabbed him and got him out. And once he's out and about, he's relatively fairly good. He moves around quite a bit, and he's always flickering his tongue. The other thing to notice when I first brought him home was he did have some stuck shed on his back a little bit. And from this video to from when I got him, I believe he ate twice now. Yes, he's eaten twice now since I first got him. And so I want to say he's almost a little bit thicker. Because the deal is, when I got him from the pet store, when I first got him from the pet store, the guy said that they were feeding them frozen thawed. But that somebody had fed him live, and so the guy was going to try and get him back. That the guy was in the process of getting him to feeding frozen thawed again. So I bought him on a Thursday, and he said the last time he ate was that Monday. So I did not know whether or not he actually ate that Monday, because he said that he was trying to get him back onto frozen thawed. So I don't know if he meant that the Monday he had offered frozen thawed but he didn't eat it, or that he offered frozen thawed and then ended up taking a live. I'm not sure what the deal was that he said that they was on frozen, somebody fed him live, and that he was trying to get him back on frozen, but that the last time he ate was Monday. So I didn't really know what the status of his feeding rhythm was. So I got him Thursday, and then the following Tuesday, which would have been a week and 1 day since his last associated feeding, I attempted to feed him a frozen adult mouse, and he took it. He took it relatively easy, and so I was happy with that. I don't know if he had already gone 2 weeks without eating though, and he was just really hungry and took it. But either way, about 4 days after I got him, I was able to feed him a frozen thawed adult mouse, and then the following week he ate again an adult mouse. And I do have a video of that one. So that's the story of me getting Piper. It's pretty awesome. He doesn't really flinch too much while he's crawling around. He doesn't seem to mind my hand movement as much neither. So pretty awesome. So there you go, guys. My very first snake is Piper the ball python. He'll be staying with us, and we will be seeing how this goes. hopefully he gets acclimated very well. Hopefully I get very used to handling him, and maybe one day I can even put him around my neck. I'm hoping he becomes a very, very cool, very docile ball python, as they say they all become. So stay tuned, and we'll see how this little project goes.
Hanging on the empty swings. Down high, low, don't worry, my eyes are closed. I'm the Superman and it's my show. One shoe, two, gonna kick with my new shoes. I'm gonna kick until I need new shoes.
Those hipsters, I want to dance.
I said, don't stop, don't stop.